Today, we will watch Dr. Jose Rizal arrived in London way back 1888 to 1889. Rizal arrived in London on May 1888. The reason why he chose to stay in London, because he wants to improve his knowledge of the English language, to study and annotate Morgan's Sucesos de las Islas Filipinas, and lastly London was a safe place for him to carry on his fight against Spanish tyranny. Rizal stayed as a guest at the home of Antonio Rajador, an 1872 exile and a practicing lawyer in London. By the end of May, Dr. Jose Rizal found a modest boarding place at number 37 Chalcot Crescent, Primrose Hills. He was a boarder of the Beckett family and he met Gertrude Beckett. He was able to meet Dr. Reinhold Rost, was librarian of foreign affairs, authority of Malayan language and customs. He called Rizal a pearl of man. He was impressed by Rizal's teaming and character, and he gladly recommended Rizal to the authorities of the British Museum. Rizal spent much of his time in the British Museum poring over the pages of Morgan's Sucesos and other rare historical works on the Philippines. Both good and bad news from home reached Rizal in London. Of the bad news, were the injustices committed by the Spanish authorities on the Filipino people and the Rizal family. Persecution of the Filipino patriots who signed the Anti-Friar Petition 1888. Persecution of the Calamba tenants. Furious attacks on Rizal by Senators Salamanca and Vida in the Spanish Cortes and Wenceslao Retana and Pablo Fced in Spanish newspapers. A friend of Rizal, Laurino Viedo, a medical student at the University of Santo Tomas, was arrested and jailed in Bilibid prison because of the copies of Noli that were found in his house. Rizal's brother-in-law, Manuel T. Hidalgo, husband of Saturnino, was exiled by Governor-General Weyler to Bohol without due process of law. Rizal heard this good news from Mariano Ponce. One good news cheered Rizal, and that was Reverend Vicente Garcia's defense of the Noli against the attacks of the friars. The greatest achievement of Rizal on London was the annotating of Morgan's book, Sucesos de las Islas Filipinas, which was published in Mexico, 1609. Rizal spent many days in the reading room of the British Museum poring over the pages of this book and laboriously reading the old histories of the Philippines. Early in September 1888, Rizal visited Paris for a week in order to search for more historical materials. Bibliothèque Nationale. On December 11, 1888, Rizal went to Madrid and Barcelona, Spain. For the first time, Rizal met Marcelo del Pilar and Mariano Ponce, the two titans of propaganda. Rizal returned to London on December 24 and spent Christmas and New Year's Day with the Becketts. By unanimous vote of all the members, Rizal was chosen honorary president of society called Asociación La Solidaridad Association. This was a recognition of his leadership among all Filipino patriots in Europe. Rizal received news on Fray Rodriguez and a baited attack on his Noli. In defense, he wrote a pamphlet entitled La Visión del Fray Rodriguez, The Vision of Fray Rodriguez, which was published in Barcelona under his pen name Dimas Allen. The end. Thank you.